reserve.
You didn't account for it?
Yeah, there's some stuff I didn't think about. Something's going to happen and we're going to go, holy crap. Where are we going to pay for that? Well, there's a pile of money called management reserve. And a lot of times that's just a pull it out of the air number. You know, this is $1 million project. We're going to set $50,000 aside, or $100,000 aside, or $5,000 aside. And we're going to call that management reserve. And if something happens we hadn't thought about, we're going to pay for it out of that. Now, can you make that same case for, holy cow, I can't win this work, but I'm worried about, right? So there you are back into being into a management role or a management function. So understanding those two reserves is important to you. Understand that this is a part of the cost baseline. This is not a part of the cost baseline. And there's I will have to look that up. I don't think I've got it here. But there's a good graphic in the PMBOK that shows you how you build up the cost baseline, and then on top of that are these other dollars that are management reserve. So the contract value, what your customer is going to pay you, does it include both contingency and management reserve?
Yes.
Yes, it does. So what that says is, my customer is going to pay me this much. I'm going to cut off that much of it and call that management reserve. Then I'm going to cut off a little more and call that contingency reserve. So you, project team, how much money do you have to actually run the project?
What's left?
That. What's left. Does that make sense to everybody?
So would that not come up in the budget though, as far as we're going to add X amount for each, where you're not getting a project and just automatically taking it off?
Right? So how do you get there? How do you get to here's my bid price, right? That's what you're saying.
Right.
All my people on the project told me it's going to cost this, and then I'm going to add and add, or am I going to say all my people told me it was going to cost this, and I'm going to subtract and subtract? That's a business decision. Now, you understand the risk of this one, right? Because now I've just asked you all to get it done for less than you told me it was going to take.
I thought you said,
Go, you got another
yeah.
question, or are you okay?
No, when you said the first time, I thought you were saying it backwards. I thought you were saying like you just explained it. Like, we say we're going to do one, and then you take your contingency after when you bid, like you didn't factor it in.
And what I'm saying is both of those things happen in the real world. Because if I do this and then add, and I come in second place 9 out of 10 times, I'm not winning enough work. So do I do this and then take it out and expect my project team to do this? Then what's going to happen? They're going to come in over budget, right? Hopefully under my bid price.
So do you always take it, you said take it from contingency and put it on the baseline? Or?
I've been on projects that did it both ways, and I've been in those meetings where you have that discussion. Here's what everybody says. So we start with, is there anything in the technical approach we can do different that will get our costs down?
Would it depend on your experts too? I mean, if
Sure.
their experts are already given a reserve in theirs, then you may want to drop it.
Sure, and I think that's the way I heard that question is, do you ask them to give you that number that includes it, or do you ask, so there's something about the culture and the way you do business, and right? And again, I've been in organizations that do it this way and then add, and I've been in organizations that do this way and then subtract it and set it aside.
But you said that contingency reserve, when you get past that known risk, it goes to the baseline. Now is that a PMI?
I said it goes to the bottom line.
Or bottom line. Is that a PMI thing? Could you move it from there into management reserve?
No, that's a good question too. In the PMI world, it goes back to the company. You as a project don't have control over it anymore.
Right.
In the PMI world. In actually running projects, when that money becomes available, you're going to have all kinds of people saying, hey, I need that, I'm behind, I need another person, I need another piece of equipment, yada, 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 yada. So it becomes a business discussion, a business.
One thing that I've seen companies do a lot of times to make themselves more competitive is to publish a very well thought out list of assumptions and then go low on the reserve to be more, and then change order to death.
Hey, and that's fair. That's fair, and that is a great point, because now you're talking about the business part of running projects and running a company. Because if you can really box that scope in like this, then everything outside that scope is what?
Money.
Change order, right? Or what do we call it? A REO?
Request for equitable
REA.
adjustment.
Yeah, REA, request for equitable adjustment. So that's a great point for us as project managers to realize that. Is Reed here?
Yes, yeah, I saw that.
Dang. All right, I'm late. All right, you'll see the midterm tomorrow. You have any questions? You won't know till you see the midterm. I think it's gonna actually go up at midnight tonight. Come on in, I apologize. You're on. We're having fun.
I didn't understand the ROI stuff with the calculator you were talking about.
Yeah, if you want to have a discussion.
I'm sure we'll have a
you and I can
full
have-
semester of that.